What if I told you that in 90 days you could be unrecognizable to your current self? Not a fantasy, not hype. Real change, the way you move, the way you speak, the way you handle pressure. 3 months from now, the version who hesitates, scrolls, and second guesses could be gone. In his place, someone sharper, stronger, focused, a builder, a closer, a force. This isn't happenstance. It's a decision. If you're serious about making the next 90 days your most disciplined, most powerful, most transformative season, you need to study this video start to finish. Watch it more than once. This is not motivation for motivation's sake. It's a step-by-step blueprint, ritual by ritual, mindset by mindset. The map is here. The only thing left is the commitment. This isn't a feel-good pump-up. This is war, a declaration against the old you, against the habits that keep you stuck, against the excuses you recycle so often they start to sound like facts. 90 days, one decision, go all in or stay average. Because here's the truth, 90 days isn't magic, it's math. 3 months of radical consistency is enough to rewire your identity, enough to turn small wins into unstoppable momentum, enough to separate you from the 99% sleepwalking through their lives, convincing themselves that someday is a real plan. But none of that happens unless you lock in, unless you eliminate distraction, unless you remove every escape route and treat this like your last chance to finally follow through. You've said you were ready before. This time, you prove it. And if you're serious about this path, hit subscribe right now. Because I'm walking with you through the full journey, not just today, but every step ahead. These aren't quick hits. These are deep dives. If you stay locked in, if you truly commit, the world won't recognize the version of you that walks out on day 90. It all starts here. You've got 90 days to flip the switch. This video, this is where you burn the old blueprint. Let's build a new one. A man who is truly decided burns his bridges. Not metaphorically, not half-heartedly, not with a backup plan in his pocket. He removes the exit. He makes retreat impossible. And because of that decision, that real decision, he becomes someone else, not later. Now, this is what it means to lock in. For 90 days, your life becomes narrow, focused, forged, everyday you. Stacked proof that you are not who you used to be. And every day your brain rewires itself to believe it. There's psychology behind this hard science. The brain runs on patterns, on repetition. Every choice carves a groove. Do it once, it's nothing. Twice, it remembers. But do it every day for 90 days without deviation, without apology, without negotiation, and it stops being an action. It becomes your identity. And once your identity shifts, you don't try anymore, you are. It becomes who you are to wake up early, who you are to go all in, who you are to choose discipline over comfort. This is why 90 days matters, not because it's enough time to try something, but because it's enough time to become someone. And let's be real, this isn't about hype, this is about physics, momentum. Most people never get momentum because they keep resetting. They do 3 days, then skip 1. A week on, 2 weeks off, always restarting, always chasing the spark, waiting for motivation to magically appear. But motivation is a liar. Discipline is the truth. Because discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, or not in the mood. Discipline moves. And movement creates momentum. Momentum is what turns hard into automatic, effort into flow. It's what separates the man who keeps restarting from the man who rises. Because once you cross that threshold, once the habits click, the body adapts. The mind sees proof, something flips. Now the work starts, pulling you forward instead of pushing you back. But to reach that point, you have to go through pain, through friction, through the stretch where it feels like nothing is working. That's the barrier most men never cross. But remember this, resistance is not the enemy, it's the signal. It means you're evolving. Muscle doesn't grow without tension. Skill doesn't sharpen without repetition. Identity doesn't shift without emotional friction. When it gets hard, when you want to stop, when old habits whisper in your ear, that's the edge. That's where most people fold, and that's where you don't, because you've decided. A real decision isn't about feeling good. It's about becoming great. Discomfort is the price of the next version of you. You don't get it without cost. You don't ease your way into transformation. You pay for it in discipline, in focus, in energy. But once it's yours, it's yours. That identity becomes your armor. That mindset becomes your fuel. And from that moment on, everything changes. The man who locks in for 90 days doesn't come out the same. He's trained his brain to obey purpose, not mood. He's learned to show up when no one is watching. He's rewritten his story from I'm trying to I am. So here's the choice. Do you play with the idea of change, or do you become it? Because when you go all in, when you remove the exit and burn the bridge, your nervous system adapts, your environment shifts, your habits bend toward the standard you set. That's how. Identity is forged, not in one day, in 90 consecutive ones. So stop waiting for the path to feel smooth. It won't. It's not supposed to. The discomfort isn't a red light, it's a green one. It's the signal to lean in, to keep going, to keep building. Because 90 days from now, if you stay locked in, you won't just feel different, you'll be different. And the world won't recognize you, but more importantly, neither will the man you used to be. There's a moment in every transformation where you stop asking, what should I do? And start demanding what must be done. This is that moment. The first two parts of this video set the foundation. They lit the fire. But this is where we build the furnace. This is where we create a structure so strong, so focused, so unbreakable that failure becomes harder than success. Let me introduce you to the 90-day lock-in blueprint. Simple, brutal, effective, not designed for comfort, designed for evolution. These 90 days revolve around 4 pillars, non-negotiable actions you will complete every single day. Each pillar sharpens a different part of you. And when practiced together, day after day, they forge a version of you that's clearer, stronger, and more dangerous than anything you've been before. Let's break them down. Pillar 1, mind. You cannot outperform the thoughts that run your life. Every day for the next 90 days, you will devote 1 full hour to feeding your mind deliberately. Not passive content, not background, noise, deliberate input, reading powerful books, reflecting on your actions, writing down insights, goals, intentions, trading your mental software. This hour is not entertainment, it's construction. It is the intentional installation of a stronger operating system. Why does this matter? Because most people run on autopilot. They consume junk. Their minds stay cluttered with distractions, opinions, negativity, and noise. But not you, not anymore. From this point forward, your mind becomes your weapon. Choose books that challenge you. Write ideas that stretch you. Reflect on what you're doing, why you're doing it, and who you're becoming. 1 hour a day doesn't just upgrade your thoughts, it rewires your identity. You start speaking differently, moving differently, thinking strategically. Why? Because your mind has been fed with purpose instead of poison. And over 90 days, you've installed a new operating system. Pillar 2, body. The body fuels the mind commands the body. Every single day, you train minimum 30 minutes, ideally up to 60. The focus is intensity, not perfection. Run, lift, box, stretch, climb, hike, move, period. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about energy and discipline. Your body is your base. If your body is weak, your focus cracks, your mind tires, your drive slips. You don't need a gym. You don't need a coach. You don't need the perfect playlist. You need commitment. Sweat daily. Push daily. Let every rep tear down doubt. Let every drop of sweat become a decision made. I don't negotiate with weakness. Soon your body becomes an anchor, a force multiplier. It won't just carry your weight, it will carry your standards. Pillar 3, mission. Every day you build your dream one brick at a time. This is where most people fail. They wake up and let life happen to them. You won't. Every single day you give your craft, your calling, 90 minutes of uninterrupted deep work. No distractions, no notifications, no scrolling, no checking your phone. 90 minutes minimum. If you're a writer, you write. If you're building a business, you build. If you're mastering a skill, you train. And if you don't know your mission yet, then finding it becomes your mission. You read, you journal, you test, you move, you build your way into clarity. Why 90 minutes? Because most people don't even give their goals 90 minutes a week and then wonder why nothing changes. This daily block is your edge. It compounds, it sharpens, it separates. 90 minutes a day equals 105 hours in 70 days. That's a part-time job worth of mastery. This is where you build what they can't see yet, and when it's done, they'll feel it. Pillar 4, stillness. If your mind is never still, your potential is never clear. Every single day, for 10 to 20 minutes, you will sit in stillness. No phone, no noise, no stimulation, no input. Just you, your breath, your thoughts, your presence. This is where you defragment, where you drop back into yourself, where the chaos settles and the clarity rises. Stillness isn't wasted time, it's sharpening. It's where stress dissolves, where ideas form, where you remember what matters. Meditate, walk in nature, lie on the floor and breathe. The form doesn't matter. The presence does. Most people are addicted to stimulation, so their thoughts aren't even their own. You will break that pattern. You will train presence, because presence creates clarity, and clarity creates power. Let's go deeper. Most people underestimate the chaos in their inner world. They think productivity means more input, more stimulation, more motion. But the elite, the ones who move with precision, they know the truth. Stillness is not the absence of work. It is the foundation of intelligent execution. You must give your mind room to think, room to breathe, room to see. Stillness is not inactivity, it's alignment. It's recovery. It's where the nervous system resets, where the vision sharpens, where your obsession becomes calibrated. So sit down. Breathe deep. No phone, no music. Just presence. Just you. You'll feel resistance at first. Good. That means your mind is detoxing. Let the thoughts rise. Let them pass. Observe without reacting. You're not here to control the noise. You're here to watch it fade. Do this for 10 to 20 minutes every day and watch your focus multiply. Pillar 5, no negotiation. You will do what you said you were going to do, period. This is the pillar where boys become men, where talk becomes transformation, where the entire structure locks into place. No negotiation means you don't miss days, you don't make excuses, you don't adjust your standards based on how you feel. This is your internal contract. You signed it the moment you started this 90-day sprint, and from that moment on, there is no escape hatch. Most people don't fail because they're untalented. They fail because they negotiate. They start strong, but the second it gets uncomfortable, the dialogue begins. Just today, I'll skip. I'll make it up tomorrow. I've already done enough. And piece by piece, they erode their own identity. They teach their subconscious, my word means nothing, not you. You will do it anyway when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient, because that's the moment the identity shift is forged. That's the moment the future you starts to believe you. No negotiation doesn't mean perfection, it means no quitting. If you miss your deep work block, you make it up that night. If you miss your workout, you go twice as hard tomorrow. But you do not allow yourself to soften. Not now. Not in this phase. Remember the line, discomfort is the price of the next version of you. Let me repeat that. Discomfort is the price of the next version of you, and the payment is daily. If that line hits you the way it hits me, press like and subscribe. Because if you follow this blueprint without compromise, your life cannot stay the same. Here's what happens. Your mind sharpens. Your decisions get faster. Your vision gets clearer. Your thinking gets elevated. Your body becomes a vessel for power, not just in appearance, but in presence. You walk differently. You hold yourself differently. Your mission gains momentum. You're not stuck in analysis anymore. You execute daily. Your presence becomes magnetic. You've trained silence, focus, calm qualities that separate you from the scattered masses. And discipline becomes your identity. Not something you try, something you are. And that is the entire point of the 90-day lock-in. Not to check boxes, but to become someone who no longer needs convincing to rise. You don't need reminders. You don't need hype. You don't need applause. You just move. You just build. You live differently because the old version of you negotiated with fear, comfort, and doubt. The new version has one rule: no negotiation. If you're serious about transformation, about becoming someone you've never been, you must make decisions today that you do not revisit tomorrow. These are called 90-day decisions. You don't wake up every day deciding whether you follow through. That's how amateurs live. That's how the old you thought. The new you makes the choice once and then lives inside it. The power of this phase is certainty. You decide what gets cut, and that decision stands. You don't renegotiate when you're tired. You don't reconsider when you're tempted. You don't water it down because your friends don't get it. You made the call. Now, the only thing that matters is discipline. So what gets cut? Distractions gone. Mindless scrolling, constant stimulation, random content that entertains but doesn't build you. It's off the table. Your environment is the battlefield. And if you let low-value inputs creep into your space, they will infect your focus. If it doesn't multiply your mission, it does not get access to your day. Gossip gone. Drama gone. You are no longer available for conversations that keep you small. Every conversation you have for the next 90 days is either sharpening you or stealing from you. There is no neutral. There is no in-between. It's either making you more focused, more aligned, more elevated, or it's draining your time, your attention, your energy. Protect your energy like a vault. You cannot build anything great if your energy is constantly leaking into arguments, gossip, distractions, or people who don't move like you move. And now, alcohol. Let's be real, you already know the truth. If your mind is serious about growth, clarity, and building power from the inside out, you cannot afford substances that blunt your edge. A drink might feel like relaxation in the moment, but what it actually is regression. It lowers your vibration. It disrupts your sleep. It muddies the clarity you need to make hard moves. Cut it. Full stop. Not forever, but for now. For this season. For this sprint into a higher version of yourself. Now, let's talk dopamine. People aren't addicted to distraction. They're addicted to the chemistry of distraction. Quick hits, rapid rewards, notifications, noise, novelty. Micro-stimulations that hijack your brain and keep you chasing. Crumbs instead of building your empire. To break that cycle, you must reset your baseline. That means silence. That means boredom. That means discipline. The next 90 days aren't about chasing dopamine. They're about retraining your brain to take pride in focus, in deep work, in physical effort, in quiet growth. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is the signal that you're doing it right. And the environment you build during this season, it's everything. If you try to transform in a chaotic, cluttered, overstimulated space, you will fail. So clean it, clear it, strip it down to essentials so your surroundings reinforce your mission. Not sabotage it. Make it sacred. Make it sharp. You're not building a vibe, you're building a launch pad. Your environment should remind you every time you step into it This is where I go to win. No more working from bed. No more multitasking. No more background noise. Your space must become silent, focused, intentional. Your room, your kitchen, your phone, your laptop, all of it becomes part of your system. Nothing random, nothing casual, everything by design. And this isn't just about your physical environment. Your mental environment has to become monk-like. That means boundaries. That means protecting your time from people who don't understand your direction. That means deleting apps, muting group chats, and ending the habit of checking your phone every 5 minutes just because. You're building a container. For transformation, nothing leaks in, nothing leaks out. Because every time you allow distraction into your life, you're sending a message to your subconscious, I don't really mean it. And once that message lands, discipline collapses. But when you wake up and follow through, even when no one sees it, even when it's boring, even when it's uncomfortable, you send the opposite message. This is who I am now. That's how identity is rebuilt, one act of alignment at a time. Your mind doesn't need more motivation. It needs orders. You must stop letting your mood dictate your actions. You must stop checking in with your emotions before you move. You must become the kind of person who executes regardless of how they feel. Because if your moods run your life, your results will always be unstable. This is the season of commanding yourself, of reprogramming your thoughts to serve your vision, not your weakness, not your cravings, not your fear, your vision. So decide right now, what are your non-negotiables? What are you cutting? What are you keeping? What gets your energy and what never will again? And once you answer those questions, you live inside those answers. You lock them in. You move. Because this isn't discipline for discipline's sake. This is about becoming the person who finally finishes the mission. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they're inconsistent. They start strong. They get excited. They write goals, buy the planner, watch the videos, but when the emotion fades, their action fades with it. That's the problem. They rely on motivation. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel inspired. But motivation is a mood, and moods are unstable. You cannot build an unshakable life on unstable fuel. So how do you stay consistent without motivation? You build from identity, not emotion. It starts with something called identity, anchoring the moment you stop acting like the man you've been and start acting like the man you're becoming. Not someday, not when you feel confident, not when the results start showing. Now, today, you carry yourself like someone who has already earned it. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't hope to be consistent. You act like consistency is your natural state. Why? Because behavior follows identity. If you see yourself as someone who quits, you'll keep quitting. If you see yourself as someone who follows through, you will even when it's hard. Your job is to act from that identity every single day until your actions rewrite the way you see yourself. This isn't fake it till you make it. It's become it through repetition. One decision at a time. The system over. The goal next. Stop obsessing over goals. Set them once, then forget them. Shift your focus from goals to systems. A goal is a destination. A system is the vehicle that gets you there. Goals don't keep you consistent. Systems do. You don't rise by thinking about the finish line. You rise by mastering the process. So what's your system? Your morning protocol, your evening shutdown, your deep work block, your workout schedule, your reading time, your daily check-in. These systems must be simple, repeatable, automatic. You don't negotiate. You don't delay. You don't overthink. You execute. And to support those systems, you track them daily. If you don't track it, it didn't happen. Your brain will lie to you. It will protect your ego. It will forget the days you skipped. But data never lies. Use a tracker, a calendar. sticky notes, anything visual. Why? Because the brain loves momentum. It loves streaks. It loves that check mark that says, I kept my word. That's dopamine tied to discipline, not distraction. Break the chain once, it's a setback. Break it twice, it's a pattern. But keep it alive, that's identity. Build a ritual. Build momentum. Create ritual. Same wake-up time. Same. Morning flow. Same nightly routine. Ritual builds rhythm. Rhythm builds momentum. Momentum makes effort feel like second nature. Make the first hour and last hour of your day untouchable. Morning equals priming, movement, reading, silence, intention. Night equals closing the loop, reflection, planning, shutting down stimulation. Bookend your day in discipline and the middle will handle itself. And when it gets hard and it will go back to your identity anchor, what would the man I'm becoming do right now? Would he skip the habit? Would he choose the scroll over the mission? Would he let discomfort call the shots? Or would he stand up tired, busy, unmotivated, and do the work anyway? That question is a weapon. Use it. The 3 walls. You'll hit 3 walls on this 90-day path. Not because you're weak, but because transformation always requires resistance. Nobody steps into a new identity without battling the ghosts of the old one. Wall 1, day 710. Resistance. The honeymoon ends, the novelty fades. It's just you and the work. Your old self whispers, it's too much. You deserve a break, just today. That's not truth. That's your past trying to survive. You don't fight this wall emotionally. You walk through it quietly, relentlessly, with disciplined action. Every rep destroys the old version of you. Every page, every work block, every decision is a brick in your new mind. Wall 2. Around day 30 boredom, the routine feels flat, the grind feels repetitive. No. Big results. No applause. This is where most people quit. Not from pain, from doubt. They confuse boredom with failure. But boredom is where greatness is born, when no one's watching, when nothing's changing, when it's just you and the schedule. Under the surface, everything is rewiring. Wall 3. Day 60, the shift. Then one day you wake up different, calmer, sharper, quieter. Your habits feel natural. Your resistance turns into rhythm. Your decision-making gets cleaner. Your energy becomes heavier, deeper, more grounded. You're not motivated, you're aligned. And by day 90, you don't just see progress. You see a new identity forged through discomfort, repetition, and self-respect. This isn't hype. This is evidence. You didn't post your progress. You lived it. You didn't announce your discipline. You became it. When you want to quit, and there will be moments, maybe a few, where quitting feels logical, reasonable, even smart. That voice isn't reason. It's resistance disguised as common sense. In those moments, repeat the reset phrase, I said 90, not 9. 9 days won't change your life. 90 days will. You made a contract with yourself, and that contract is non-negotiable. Pain is temporary. Discomfort is evolution. Resistance is proof you're killing the old identity. Every time you push through, you earn something money can't buy, self-respect. And that not motivation is the root of real confidence. Identity takes over, stay long enough, and something powerful happens. The effort stops feeling like effort. The voice that said, this is too hard, becomes, this is who I am now. That's identity. That's transformation. That's the switch flipping. Repetition shapes belief. Belief shapes action. Action shapes destiny. You are no longer performing discipline. You are discipline. You're not forcing the habits. You're living them. This is autosuggestion, feeding your mind the identity you choose until it becomes the identity you embody. You repeat it. You watch it. You study it. You speak it. You live it until your subconscious accepts the new narrative and your entire life follows. Say it. I am the builder. I don't wait for conditions. I create them again and again and again until it's louder than doubt, stronger than distraction, and realer than the old version of you ever was, the disappearing act. And when this is over, you don't finish. You emerge, disappear for 90 days. Let them think you vanished. Let them assume you fell off. Let them misunderstand you. Don't correct them. Don't defend yourself. Just build. Because what you're building doesn't need attention. It needs obsession, quiet, focused, unapologetic effort. And when you reappear, you won't need to say a word. Your presence will speak. Your habits will speak. Your results will speak louder than any announcement ever could. This is what happens when you stop negotiating. When you stop chasing and start becoming, you return different, sharper, calmer, more powerful. Not because you pretended, because you earned it. If something inside you just woke up, don't let it die when this screen goes dark. Commit. Lock in for 90. Mark the day. Build the system. Eliminate the noise. And give yourself the chance to meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of this war. If this resonated, subscribe. This isn't hype. This is the beginning of something real. Go lock in. Go dark. Come back unrecognizable.